Hi, I'm Coach Kane from Straight Blast Gym, Portland, Oregon. This is Coach Ella. I want to take a quick look at building a base and an initial posture from cross-side bottom. And specifically, I want to look at the outside leg and how to connect the outside leg to the spine and shoulder to create a really beautiful structure. And so we're going to do this first part without a partner, and Ella can just do it on the side with me. From our laying on your back position, I want you to take what would be your outside leg. So I'm going to imagine somebody's cross-side on this side. I'm going to bring my outside leg up and then out like that. And then I'm going to turn up on my side a little bit like this. And now what I want you to feel is I want you to feel where your weight of your body is connecting to the mat. I feel my weight of my body pretty heavy on my hip and my shoulder, and so I kind of feel an even weight distribution across hip and shoulder. Do you feel that? Yeah, pretty same thing. Now I want you to take your foot and then drive it into the mat a little bit so it starts to lift your hip. Now when you do that, do you feel the weight moving into your shoulder? Yes. So try it at home and just lift your hip just a little bit and you'll feel the weight moving into your shoulder. And so now you're using your base, which is your connection to the earth, and your posture to drive from your foot into your shoulder. Now that feels okay, but we're going to really fix that position up a little bit. And so my foot comes up and out. I come up on my side a little bit, and I'm going to push so I get my hip lifted a little bit. And once you do that, I want you to move your hip forward, backwards, and up, because I want you to feel the range of motion in your hip. See what that feels like. And I also want you to feel the pivoting happening on your shoulder. So do that a little bit and feel how your hip moves, and then do it a little bit and feel how your shoulder is a pivot point that allows your hip to move. So I'm paying attention to what my hip feels like. I'm paying attention to what that shoulder feels like there. And what I want you to see is that when we make a small posture adjustment, your hip is going to be way more mobile, and you're going to have a stronger drive into your shoulder. And so I'm going to give credit to Glenn Powditch on this one, because he showed this in a video, I don't know, quite a while back. And as soon as I saw it on video, I knew it was something important, and I kept looking for places that it fit in jiu-jitsu. So now we're going to make a slight change. So I'm going to bring my foot up and out. I'm going to come up on my side like this. And then here's where the change is going to happen. I'm going to arch my back a little bit like that. That little bit of arch. And so I brought my back arched. And when I have my back arched, I'm going to lift with my hip off the mat a little bit. And now I'm going to do a bit of hip movement. And what you will see is that your hip will feel way more mobile once you do that. So that little bit of an arch is going to supercharge your shrimp. It's also going to supercharge your ability to push and lift with your hip, that little bit of an arch. And so instead of being flat or forward, I'm arching backwards like that. And there's a structure. And so feel how that makes your hip more mobile. And then I also want you to feel the pivot point in your shoulder there. And you can see how you can make a really strong connection between your foot on the mat all the way up that structure into your shoulder there. And so now we're using our foot into the mat as base, driving through our body and building a good, strong chain connection that goes into our shoulder on the other side. That positionally makes your outside foot and leg really strong in a cross-side bottom. So let's look at that. So fella just takes a cross side. Don't much care what the hand position is there. Yeah, so now I'm going to build that position here. So my foot comes up and out. I'm going to come up on my side, and now I'm going to arch a little bit like that. And then now when she applies pressure, apply some pressure. Yeah, I got really good, strong ability to, create some energy here. And my hip is really strong there. So that little bit of an arch driving into that shoulder creates a really strong posture that I can launch from. And the techniques that you do there are going to be all the stuff you do from cross-side bottom. But that's going to really supercharge it. That's looking just at that leg. And so I'd like to shoot a future video looking at the inside leg and how you use the inside leg in conjunction with the outside leg. Because I think you can separate the jobs of the four limbs in cross-side. And instead of looking at cross-side bottom as here's a bunch of techniques that you do from bottom, what you can look at is what are the functions of the body parts in cross-side bottom. And so that's a look at the outside bottom leg. Future video, we'll look at the inside bottom leg and then look at arms and shoulders and head. And once you break all of those parts down and see what kinds of good jiu-jitsu jobs they can do from bottom, you can combine those jobs in different ways to create all the wonderful techniques that you already know from cross-side bottom. All right, give that a try and let me know how it goes.